I've made a lot of desserts, but this might just be the best cheesecake I have ever made. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Seasoned Vegan. I'm Kia, and today I'm going to show you this delicious cheesecake. It's creamy, perfectly set, no cracks, and I'll show you the one mistake that ruins most vegan cheesecakes. Also, all the ingredients are in the description below. Let's make it. We're starting out by making a classic graham cracker crust, okay? And I used the Nabisco brand graham crackers because it's the only vegan graham cracker I could find. So go ahead and always double check your labels before you try a new product. Just a little tip for you. But if you're looking for a vegan graham cracker, then this Nabisco brand is perfect for you. So basically what we're gonna do is just crush these graham crackers up, and I did use a full package. And just crush it up until it looks about like this. Bada boom, bada bang. Now what we're going to do is add the other two ingredients to this, which is our vegan butter and our sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and melt this butter up, just like so. And we're going to just mix all three of these ingredients together. So we're going to put in our butter, and then we're going to throw in the sugar, and then we're going to mix it all up until it kind of resembles like a wet sand type of consistency. And you really want to get this consistency right. So, add a little bit more butter if you need, but the measurements that I give you in the description below should be absolutely perfect. Anyway, you're going to want it to look like wet sand, like this. And you want it to also hold its shape when you press down on it, because pressing this evenly is key. That's what prevents cracks in the very end. So just take my advice here. All right, the next step is to put this crust in our springform pan, but before we do that, we do have to prep this pan. So we're going to cut a circle of parchment paper to size, bada boom, bada bang, and we're also going to put a double layer of foil around this as well. And it may seem like an extra step. Trust me, you're going to want to do this because you don't want any leakage happening in your oven, especially because our graham cracker crust has some butter in it, so I think this is best practice. Also, I highly recommend taking some spray butter or spray oil and spraying your sides down, because that will also help prevent cracking. Just another top tip for you. Okay, now we're going to dump out our wet sand, I mean our graham cracker crust, and we are going to evenly press this down, as even as we can get it and as like firmly packed as we can get it as well. So you see here I'm kind of just going in with my fork, just to make sure that it's, an even layer. And then I go ahead and I take a metal bowl and I just press it down as much as I can to really get that firm crust. And I even went ahead and I took my Vitamix tamper and I went around the edges, just on like the parts that I couldn't get with that bowl, just like that. But I do recommend to really pack this down so it doesn't crumble when we slice it. Trust me, the final reveal is worth every extra minute here, okay? So, have patience and just pack. There we go. Now we can move on once it's firmly pressed in there. Look at that. So tasty. So the next step is to mix our filling, okay? Now for the filling, this is where most vegan cheesecakes go wrong, because over mixing or baking it too hot is usually the culprit there. So we're going to be mixing this just enough, not too much, and we're going to be baking it low and steady to avoid any cracks and to keep it silky. So first I go ahead and I mix up all of my cream cheese, and then I go ahead and I put in the other remaining filling ingredients. So I've got my coconut milk here, and I've also used coconut cream in the past. Both work just fine, both set perfectly. So whatever you have, coconut milk, coconut cream, go for it. And then we're also going to be adding in our sugar here as well. Yummy, yummy. And this is our cornstarch going in next. Do not skip the cornstarch. The cornstarch is amazing. That is what really helps it set. And we've got our vanilla for some extra flavor, and then some lemon for that tang. All right, now that everything is in here, we can give it a nice mix. And again, okay, we do not want to overmix this, so just mix it until it's, until it's the right consistency. Just mix it until everything is combined. That's what I'm saying. Then stop. Should look like that, nice and silky, nice and smooth, but not overmixed. All right, our next step is to pour the filling onto the crust. So go ahead and make sure that your pan is completely prepared at this point. Here we go. Oh, you already know this is going to be so good. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. So good. And I enjoyed this for Valentine's Day, but this is a perfect like birthday cake, holiday cake, any type of celebration cake because it's so decadent and pretty. Especially if you make a raspberry sauce at the end, like I do, which I will be showing you, so stay tuned for that. You will also see my bonus raspberry sauce footage. All right, so now we can go on to the baking process. And we're gonna bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes, okay? And like I said, we want it to be like a low, slow, and steady type of bake, not break. We want it to be a low and steady bake so that it doesn't break. All right, 15 minutes later, guys, pay attention. This is very important. We're going to turn off our oven and we're going to set the timer for 10 minutes. Here's the part where most people mess up, okay? Because they open their oven too soon. But when your timer goes off, do not open the oven for at least 10 minutes, okay? And then 10 minutes later, go ahead and carefully take it out. The slow cool down is what keeps the top to this like perfect, okay? Also, it's going to be jiggly. Don't think that's a mistake. It's going to be jiggly. Just let it be jiggly. It's happy being jiggly, okay? It's not fully set yet. That's why we need to put it in the fridge. So we're going to let it cool for like 30 minutes, and then we're going to put it in the fridge for 8 hours. And yes, the 8-hour chill is non-negotiable. I usually make this the night before because the texture the next day, oh, absolutely unreal. So 8 hours later, aka the next morning, go ahead and take it out, and by now that jiggle should be gone. It's completely set. So we're just going to do our grand reveal here. Go ahead and take out your foil, open that springform pan, and then I do recommend taking a little knife and going around the edge just to help also prevent cracking. Here we go. Here's our first slice. Look at that. Look at that. It's set perfectly. Look at that, you guys. And the flavor is amazing. So you can enjoy it with some fresh raspberries, like so. Or you can be extra like me and make a raspberry sauce. I think that we should put some raspberry sauce on this one here. Look at that. Oh, that looks so good. Nice smooth top, perfectly set middle, and that bottom held together perfectly. All right, guys, this is the moment. Look at that texture. Smooth, set, creamy, no cracks, no sinking, just pure cheesecake and raspberry sauce. So good. Look at that. Perfect holiday cake or special occasion cake, whatever. Perfect for everything. All right, well, let me show you guys how I make this raspberry sauce real quick before you go. I've got some sugar in my blender. Got this lemon here, which is going to squeeze all the juice from this lemon into the blender. And then we're going to add in my raspberries into the blender as well. It's about a cup of raspberries there. It'll be in the description too, so don't worry about that. So once everything is in the blender, we're just going to go ahead and blend it up until it's nice and silky and drizzleable. Drizzleable. I keep using that word and I don't know if it's a word, but you guys know what I mean. And this raspberry sauce goes perfectly with the cream, with the cheesecake, because it just adds like this perfect tangy element. So yeah, this is officially my favorite cake. And if you make it, please tag me because I need to see it, okay? All right, you guys, enjoy, have fun. Love you. See you in the next one. Bye.